Let's discuss Steph Curry, because I am truly amazed at where we seem to have slotted him into these upcoming finals. This notion that he now has to prove himself. Prove what, exactly? The man just turned 29 years old. He has a ring. He is a two-time MVP, the first unanimous MVP ever. His shooting has not only set record after record, it has literally changed the game, and not in some fake Madison Avenue commercial sense, but actually changed the game, changed the way offenses function, changed the way kids coming up want to play. Somehow, though, that's not enough, and this week-long break has been dominated by questions about whether Steph is going to redeem himself. So again, I would ask, from what? From the 2015 finals, which he won, averaging 26 a game, including a Game 5 that was pretty much a highlight factory, or from the 2016 finals, maybe, when he was clearly not recovered from a knee injury. And look, I get the whole theory, either you're out there or you're not, so an injury is no excuse. But pretending the injury just didn't exist is bizarre. We tell athletes all the time that when they play hurt, it makes them tough. It shouldn't be something that requires redemption. So again, how did we get here? This is a kid that was so much fun to watch play basketball. LeBron James showed up at his college games. LeBron James! Or remember Steph's goofy commercials? There was this one for Capri Sun. Yeah, you should be laughing at his dancing. That's the idea. Here's someone who obviously knows how to poke fun at himself. But now there's a lot of fans who watch clips like this, and they only see arrogance, not levity, or when we see Steph and LeBron together. There's no more fist bumps like there were back in college. They're just exchanging curse words. Hey, maybe it's all the inevitable cycle of fame in America. We love you when you're David aiming slingshots at the sky, and we hate you when you are Goliath. But with Steph, it's become this weird netherworld where some fans hate both how dominant the Warriors have become, and yet at the same time hate that Steph is not quite dominant enough. Will the narrative change again if Steph goes out and drops 40 points in multiple games during this finals? Perhaps. But if that's really what it takes, that might say less about Steph and more about us. And I want to open it up to the guys because I am curious to know if you guys think that there is pressure on Steph to be Super Steph in these finals, that he has to redeem or prove something. Scotty, I mean, where are you on this?
I think he just has to continue to play the way he's played all season long, and that's by leading his team, making the right decisions. I think when we look back at the last three finals, especially the first one, you're averaging 26 points. I mean, that's a pretty good final.
That's okay.
And even though he didn't get the MVP, the thing that he did in that finals by drawing double teams, triple teams, and getting his teammates open, making the right plays, those are just high IQ basketball plays. And I expect the same going into this series, is that the Cleveland Cavaliers are not going to allow Steph Curry to come off picks and make three-point shots. They're going to figure out a way to get the ball out of his hands.
The thing is, when you won 2 MVPs, 1 unanimous, and you come into the finals and you don't play well, we're like, where was that at? Mm-hmm. We just not asking Steph to be Super Steph. We're asking him to be himself. The guy that we saw win 2 MVPs, the guy that stepped up in multiple big games over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. And when he comes, so the expectations of him have raised. He's raised the bar. So when he comes into the finals and he's only average, we're like, what's going on with Steph?
My biggest thing is this. We're talking about what he did 2 years ago and what he did last year. That don't matter. It's over with. That's in the past. So, yeah, there's pressure on him this year to come through and play like the guy that we've known that he can play like. Because, again, this league is a league all about what you're going to do now. You know what? He won a championship. He's got a 2-time MVP. We know all that. Mm-hmm. But as a player, and these guys know this as well, you continue to put that pressure on yourself each and every year to get better and do better in the finals. And he has that situation right now. And I think he's really looking forward to this finals.
Well, first of all, I love that you're like, he's won a championship. Call me when you win 3. But also, I guess between the two of you, that's kind of what I want to get to, because you're right. They double him. They trap him. One of the big things the Cavaliers employ when they play the Warriors is stop up the Steph Curry show and make everybody else do it. Do we still expect, Paul, then, that show, that unanimous MVP
without a doubt. I mean, you go into this season, what do you think the scouting report is on him every single night? For 82 games, you're seeing every single type of defense imaginable. You're seeing double teams. You're seeing guys deny you the ball. You've seen every coverage. So nothing is going to be new in the finals that you haven't seen. And you've been able to produce at an MVP level seeing these type of defenses. That's all. Whatever Cavaliers is going to throw at him, it's going to be nothing new we haven't seen.
Right.
And I think we have to also look at it now that he's not the best player on either team.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Even though he's a two-time MVP or unanimous MVP, right now he's not the best player on his team.
Right.
And he's not a dominant player. He's a great player, and the things that he does out on the basketball court force Cleveland have to do things to get the ball out of his hands. But in terms of what LeBron and KD can do, those guys can dominate you in all areas of the game, from rebounding to blocking shots to defending to scoring. They beat you all across the board.
So how do you deal with that, Scotty? When you know how good, when you played, you knew how good you were. You knew you could be a dominant player on the floor, but it was smarter in the team concept. As you said the other day, make sure that the MJ guy has the last shot. Steph knows right now it's smarter to make sure that KD has some of the shots that he needs to get off. How do you do that when you know how good you are?
Well, that's what the 82-game season is about, is really defining what your roles are. And I think he's accepted that his role on this team will be to get KD the ball in situations where he can win games for him. I think he's deferred that. I think in years past, that guy would have been him. But now I think they realize they need more of a dominant player. They need that ball in a guy's hand who can cause major double teams and who can also make a play out of double team. Let's look at it. Steph Curry is a small guard. So any double teams, he's just trying to get the ball to the most available guy, not to the open guy as we see like a LeBron or KD can do.